Welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the top 9 valuable Washington quarter dollar coins, that's valuable Monticello Jefferson nickel coins that are worth big bucks in today's market. You might just have one of these gems in your collection, so stick around. First up, the 1984 Washington quarter dollar, a dollar with the D mint mark, particularly focusing on coins in dirty or circulated condition. You might be surprised at how much value this coin can still hold, despite its worn appearance. Let's get started. Before we discuss its value, let's first take a brief look at the history of the Washington quarter. Introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, this quarter has remained an iconic part of U.S. currency. The 1984 edition with the D mint mark signifies that it was struck at the Denver Mint. Over 546 million Washington quarters were produced at the Denver Mint in 1984, making it a fairly common coin at first glance. However, as we know, rarity isn't the only thing that determines value. Condition, demand, and historical significance all play a role. Now, what about the condition? A coin that's labeled as dirty means it has seen considerable circulation. It might have surfaced dirt, oxidation, and significant wear, which can lower its appeal to some collectors. However, even in dirty condition, a 1984 Washington quarter with a D mint mark can still fetch a reasonable price at auction. Speaking of errors, this is where things can get exciting for collectors. If your 1984 Washington quarter with a D mint mark has a noticeable minting error, even in dirty condition, it could be worth much more. Some errors to look out for include off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks. Coins with these types of errors could fetch prices upwards of $76,000 depending on the severity and demand from collectors. For collectors, dirty coins might seem like less valuable finds, but don't dismiss them too quickly. As we've seen, even a heavily circulated 1984 Washington quarter can hold some value, especially if it has unique characteristics. If you're a seller looking to auction off your 1984 D quarter, consider getting it professionally appraised or even lightly cleaned, though be cautious with cleaning, as improper techniques can actually reduce the value. In conclusion, while the 1984 Washington quarter with D mint mark in dirty condition isn't the rarest coin on the market, it can still be a valuable piece in your collection. Whether you're selling it at auction or adding it to your personal collection, this coin is a great example of how even everyday change can hold hidden value. The Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1943, specifically the one with the large S mint mark. This nickel isn't just any ordinary coin, it has become quite valuable in today's auction market, so let's get started. The Jefferson nickel was first minted in 1938, designed by Felix Schlag to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. The reverse features a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia state, which is where this nickel gets its name. Initially, the coin was struck in 75% copper and 25% nickel, but due to World War II nickel shortages, the composition changed. In 1943, the U.S. Mint produced both the regular 5-cent pieces and the wartime silver nickels. However, today we're focusing on the standard nickel featuring the large S mint mark from the San Francisco Mint. This specific mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the San Francisco facility, known for producing coins of high quality. The 1943 large S Jefferson nickel features a robust design that includes Jefferson's profile on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. The large S mint mark can be found just below the dome of Monticello, making it easy to identify. Collectors often seek this nickel, not only for its historical significance but also for its distinctive mint mark. Now, let's talk about condition. The term circulated condition means that this nickel has seen some use but retains significant detail. In the case of the 1943 large S nickel, the value can vary significantly based on its condition. In circulated state, this coin typically ranges between $24,000 in retail markets. However, the auction market offers exciting possibilities. In today's auction market, you might be surprised to learn that the 1943 large S Jefferson nickel can fetch anywhere from $35,000 depending on the specific condition and rarity of the coin. On rare occasions, exceptionally well-preserved examples can sell for even higher, sometimes approaching $45,000 or more. Collectors are always on the lookout for these coins, especially those in better condition. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1943 large S Jefferson nickel. And remember, while this coin may not be the most expensive in the world, its charm and historical significance make it a great addition to any collection. Next up, the 1974 silver Washington quarter with a D mint mark, specifically in bad condition. You might be surprised to learn just how much this coin can be worth in today's auction market. So grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1932. Celebrating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the 1974 version is part of the Washington quarter series that includes both a large date and a small date variety. But today our focus is on the large date with D mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Denver. On the obverse, we have the iconic profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse features the majestic eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. This design has remained largely unchanged over the years, which is part of its charm and collectability. Now, let's talk numbers. In 1974, the Denver Mint produced around 7 million of these large date quarters. While this might seem like a lot, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in its value. Coins that are well preserved and graded can fetch significantly higher prices. Coins in bad condition, like the one we're discussing today, are typically worn, scratched, and may have other forms of damage. Despite their state, these coins can still have collectible value due to their historical significance and the fact that many collectors seek to own pieces from each year and mint mark. So, what's the current market value for a 1974 silver Washington quarter in bad condition with a D mint mark? As of today, these coins generally sell in the auction market for anywhere between $36,000. The exact price can vary depending on factors such as wear, any visible scratches, and overall appeal. Interestingly, while this might not seem like a lot compared to other more valuable coins, it's important to remember that condition greatly influences the price. A quarter in better condition could easily fetch $45,000 or more, especially among collectors looking for high-grade pieces. If you happen to own a 1974 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in bad condition, here are some tips on how to handle it. First, always hold the coin by the edges to avoid transferring oils from your fingers, which can further damage the surface. Store your coins in a cool, dry place, ideally in protective holders. Additionally, if you're thinking about selling, consider getting your coin appraised by a professional. They can provide insights into its condition and market value, ensuring you get the best price. In conclusion, the 1974 silver Washington quarter with a D mint mark, even in bad condition, holds a special place in the hearts of the collectors. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned numismatist, every coin tells a story. So keep exploring and discovering the rich history behind each piece you collect. Next up, the 1964 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel with D mint mark, specifically in color shed condition. If you're a collector or just curious about coins, you won't want to miss this. So let's get started. The Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel was first minted in 1938, featuring the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello Jefferson's Virginia home on the reverse. This coin has a rich history, and the 1964 issue is particularly noteworthy because it was the last year the nickel was struck with silver content. In fact, the 1964 nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, but it's the 1964 D that catches our attention today. The D mint mark signifies that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the 4 facilities that mint U.S. coins. The 1964 D Jefferson nickel is known for its high production numbers, but that doesn't necessarily equate to value. Let's talk about the specific condition we're focusing on today: color shed. So what exactly color shed condition? This refers to a coin that has lost some of its original luster and color due to wear, handling, or environmental exposure. For collectors, coins in color shed condition might not fetch as high a price as those in pristine condition, but they can still hold significant value depending on the rarity and demand. Now, let's get to the part you're probably most interested in: the value of the 1964 D Jefferson nickel in color shed condition. As of today, in auction markets, you can expect to see these coins selling anywhere from $44,000 for those in borrow color shed condition. However, if you have a piece that is in slightly better condition, you could potentially see values rising to $56,000 or even more, depending on the bidding competition. The value can fluctuate based on several factors. For instance, the demand for coins in certain conditions, the overall market trends, and how well preserved the coin is can all influence its selling price. Additionally, rarer varieties or those with unique features may command a premium even if they're not in the best condition. So there you have it, the 1964 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in color shed condition is an intriguing piece with a fascinating history and a modest market value that can be surprisingly rewarding for collectors. If you have one of these nickels, consider checking its condition and seeing what it might fetch in today's market. Next up, the 1986 Washington quarter with a large date and a P mint mark. But there's a twist: this particular coin is in bad condition. So let's explore what makes this coin so intriguing and valuable in today's auction market. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1986 issue continued this legacy, featuring the iconic portrait of Washington on the obverse designed by John Flanagan. The reverse depicts an eagle perched on a branch, a design that has remained consistent since the coin's inception. This specific quarter, the 1986, with a large date, features the P mint mark, indicating it was produced in Philadelphia. The large date was a part of a minting experiment during this period and can be easily distinguished from the small date version. While the 1986 Washington quarter may not be the most sought-after coin among collectors compared to other years, there are several reasons why it still holds. Interest: collectors often look for specific attributes and even a coin in bad condition can be a unique addition to a collection. In the world of numismatics, condition plays a significant role in determining value. So what does it mean for a coin to be in bad condition typically? This refers to significant wear, scratches, discoloration, or other forms of damage that detract from its overall appeal. For our 1986 Washington quarter, being in bad condition means that it may have lost much of its luster and detail. In today's auction market, the value of a 1986 Washington quarter in bad condition varies widely, but you might see it listed anywhere from $55,000. While this might seem low, it's important to remember that the value can fluctuate based on the current market demand and the specific characteristics of the coin. When looking to buy or sell a 1986 Washington quarter in bad condition, platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and other online marketplaces can be excellent resources. Keep an eye on completed listings to gauge what similar coins are selling for, as this can give you a better idea of the current market trends. In conclusion, while the 1986 Washington quarter with a large date and P-mint mark in bad condition may not fetch high prices like some other coins, it still holds a place in the hearts of collectors. Each coin tells a story, and even those that have seen better days can provide insight into our history. Next up, the 1942 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel, particularly focusing on the valuable variant with the large P-mint mark. If you've ever wondered about the history and value of this coin, especially in black shed condition, you're in the right place. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the Jefferson nickel. Introduced in 1938, this coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse. Jeffer. This nickel was designed by Felix Schlag and has become an iconic representation of American numismatics. The 1942 version holds a special place in collectors' hearts, especially because it was produced during a time of transition in American coinage due to World War II. Now, what's significant about the P-mint mark? This mark was introduced in 1942 to signify coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint. It was during this year that the U.S. Mint began producing the nickel in response to a shortage of nickel due to the war effort, leading to the use of a silver-copper alloy instead. You'll often find Jefferson nickels from this period with varying mint marks, but today we're zeroing in on that large P-mint mark, which distinguishes itself from other versions. Now, let's talk about the condition we're focusing on today, the black shed condition. Coins in this condition typically exhibit dark toning or tarnishing due to environmental factors. This type of condition can sometimes lead to a bit of debate among collectors regarding its desirability. While black shed coins may not appeal to every collector, they can hold value, especially if the coin is rare or has historical significance. The unique characteristics of these coins can tell a story, making them interesting pieces for display. So, what's the value of the 1942 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel with large P-mint mark in black shed condition as of today? Auction prices can vary significantly, based on several factors including the current demand, the coin's overall quality, and market trends. In general, coins in black shed condition can range anywhere from $35,000. However, if you're looking at higher grade examples, prices can soar to around $77,000, even more, depending on the auction and buyer interest. It's essential to keep an eye on recent sales to get a better understanding of the current market. To wrap things up, the 1942 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel with the large P-mint mark in black shed condition is a fascinating coin that holds both historical significance and collector interest. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting, understanding the nuances of this coin can enhance your collecting experience. Next up, the 1983 Washington quarter with a D-mint mark in fine condition. If you're wondering how much this coin is worth in today's auction market, you're in the right place. Stick around until the end to find out its true value. Before we jump into the coin's value, let's explore a bit of its history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. This quarter replaced the standing Liberty quarter and has remained a staple of U.S. coinage ever since. The 1983 Washington quarter is part of this long-running series, but it stands out for several reasons. First, let's talk about the D-mint mark. This letter indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints in the United States. The Denver Mint has been responsible for producing many of the country's coins, and for collectors, coins with a mint mark can sometimes carry a premium. Now, let's dive into the numbers. In 1983, the Denver Mint produced a large quantity of Washington quarters, about 617 million of them to be exact. While that might seem like a high number, what makes this particular year stand out is the fact that very few of these quarters were saved in uncirculated condition. This was because during the early 1980s, there were no official mint sets available for collectors, so most of the coins went into general circulation. Speaking of condition, let's clarify what we mean by fine condition. In coin grading, fine falls in the middle of the scale. Coins in this grade will show noticeable wear, especially on the high points of the design like Washington's hair and the eagle on the reverse. However, the details should still be clear and not overly worn down. The coin should also have a nice overall appearance without any major damage like heavy scratches or corrosion. So, what is the current market value of a 1983 Washington quarter with D-mint mark in fine condition? Well, it can vary depending on the coin's appearance and how much demand there is in the market. Typically, in fine condition, these quarters are worth around $70,000 in today's auction market. However, it's important to note that prices can fluctuate based on a number of factors, including market trends, the condition of the coin, and the interest of collectors at the time of the sale. If you're looking to sell or buy a 1983 D Washington quarter in fine condition, auctions are one of the best places to do so. Online auction platforms like eBay and specialized coin auction houses often see these coins listed. Some collectors are willing to pay a premium, especially if the coin has strong eye appeal or has been certified by a reputable grading company like. We've also noticed that these quarters can occasionally exceed the average price if there's a bidding war between collectors who are trying to complete their Washington quarter collections, particularly those focusing on the 1980s when high-grade coins are harder to come by. Now, is the 1983 D Washington quarter a good investment? While it may not be a coin that reaches the astronomical values of some rarer coins, it does have solid potential for gradual appreciation, especially as fewer examples remain in fine condition or better over time. The key to coin collecting is patience. Over the years, coins like this one can slowly increase in value, particularly as demand for 1980s quarters continues to grow. In conclusion, the 1983 D Washington quarter in fine condition might not be a rare gem, but it certainly holds its own in the world of coin collecting. With values typically ranging between $88,000, it's a great coin to have in your collection, and it could even serve as a solid investment piece down the road. If you have one of these coins, make sure to keep it safe, and if you're thinking about adding one to your collection, now is a great time to start looking. Next up, the Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1947, specifically the one without mint mark in good condition. This little gem may not seem like much at first glance, but it's a coin that has a lot of history, value, and intrigue for collectors. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse in his famous home. Monticello on the reverse, the 1947 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, was minted in Philadelphia. And although it's not one of the rarest Jefferson nickels, its value has been steadily rising due to its historical significance and increasing collector interest. Now, what makes this coin special is the fact that it was minted just 2 years after World War II ended. The demand for nickel had changed drastically after the war due to its military uses. While coins from this era are generally common, those in good condition with no mint mark have been gaining traction among collectors. So what does good condition mean? In coin grading terms, a coin in good condition has seen significant circulation and will have noticeable wear. The fine details on both Jefferson's face and Monticello will be worn down, but the design is still recognizable. For this 1947 nickel, you'll see that, while much of the detail is faded, key elements like the outline of Monticello and Jefferson's profile are still present. This may not seem ideal, but for a coin that has been around for over 70 years, good condition is still quite desirable for certain collectors who focus on historical significance rather than pristine quality. In today's auction market, most collectors who are interested in 1947 Jefferson nickels without a mint mark in good condition are typically looking to complete their collections or are drawn to the coin's historical context. Recent sales on platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and coin-specific markets show that even coins in good condition are being sold for around $31,000, with some reaching up to $56,000 depending on the auction. While the 1947 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark may not be the most expensive coin in the series, it's still a key piece for those who are building a full collection of Jefferson nickels. The coin's age, combined with its wartime history and increasing collector interest, makes it a valuable addition to any coin enthusiast's collection, especially in higher conditions like very fine or uncirculated. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1947 nickel, always make sure you're checking the current market trends, and consider getting your coin graded if you think it might be worth more in a higher condition. So there you have it. The 1947 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in good condition might not make you rich overnight, but it's a piece of history that can still hold value in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is one to keep your eye on. Next up, the 1948 Jefferson nickel, a coin that holds both historical significance and collectible value. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about numismatics, you won't want to miss this. First, let's take a closer look at the 1948 Jefferson nickel. This coin features the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front, a design created by renowned engraver Felix Schlag. It was minted in a time when America was recovering from World War II, making this coin a reflection of that era. Jefferson was not only the third president of the United States, but also the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse side of the coin showcases Monticello Jefferson's beloved home in Virginia, symbolizing his legacy and connection to American history. The 1948 Jefferson nickel was produced without a mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin is composed of a copper nickel alloy weighing in at 5 grams and measuring 21.21 in diameter. It's essential to note that the design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction in 1938, making these nickels a staple in any collection. Now, let's get to the exciting part: its value in today's auction market. As of now, the 1948 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in good condition can fetch between $43,000 at auction. However, condition plays a significant role in determining value. In numismatics, coins are graded on a scale from $64,000. Good condition coin typically key exhibits wear, but the features of Jefferson and Monticello should still be recognizable. Coins in higher grades can significantly increase in value. For instance, the 1948 Jefferson nickel in fine condition. Interest in collectible coins like the 1948 Jefferson nickel has been rising, especially among younger collectors. This trend is attributed to the increasing popularity of coin collecting as a hobby and investment opportunity. Many collectors are looking to complete their Jefferson nickel sets, driving demand for specific years like 1948. In conclusion, the 1948 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is not only a piece of history but also a collectible that can bring joy and potential value to your collection. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, this nickel is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Next up, the 1980 silver Washington quarter with a D mint mark in good condition. This quarter is not just a piece of history, it also holds significant value in today's auction market. So let's get started. To understand the value of the 1980 silver Washington quarter, let's first explore the history behind the Washington Quarter series itself. The Washington Quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the decades, it has become one of the most recognizable coins in American currency. The 1980 quarter, made of 90% silver, was produced during a time when the United States was transitioning from the traditional silver standard to a more modern currency system. This makes the 1980 quarter particularly interesting for collectors, as it represents a pivotal moment in U.S. monetary history. The design of the Washington Quarter has remained relatively unchanged since its inception. The obverse features a portrait of George Washington, created by sculptor John Flanagan, while the reverse showcases an eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. The 1980 quarter was minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver mint mark, represented by D on the coin, is what sets our focus coin apart from its Philadelphia counterpart. This distinction is essential for collectors, as certain mint marks can significantly impact a coin's value. Now, let's discuss the condition of the coin. The term good in the grading scale refers to a coin that shows significant wear but is still recognizable. Good condition coins may have flat details and lack some finer features, yet they retain their basic outlines and design. For the 1980 silver Washington quarter with a D mint mark in good condition, collectors are often looking for coins that can still be identified as part of the Washington series. Even with wear, if the coin has minimal damage and remains intact, it can still attract interest from collectors. So, what is the current market value of the 1980 silver Washington quarter with D minor? Between $65,000. However, values can fluctuate based on various factors such as demand, rarity, and overall market conditions. The silver content of the coin also plays a significant role in its value. Given that it contains 90% silver, the melt value alone contributes to its worth, which can exceed the face value of the coin. In recent years, as silver prices have increased, even a worn coin like this can offer a great investment opportunity for collectors. Next up, the 1952 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel, specifically the version without a mint mark. If you're a coin collector or just curious about the value of this classic piece, stick around because we've got some exciting insights for you. The Jefferson nickel was first minted in 1938 and was designed by Felix Schlag. This coin pays tribute to Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse side features an image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. Jefferson's likeness has graced this nickel for decades, and throughout the years, various design changes have occurred. The 1952 version is particularly interesting due to its composition and historical context. Now let's talk specifics about the 1952 nickel without a mint mark. This version was minted in Philadelphia, which did not use a mint mark for that year. The nickel weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, made of a copper-nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. So why is the 1952 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark considered valuable? Several factors come into play. First, while millions of these coins were minted, the condition of the coin significantly affects its value. The grading scale ranges from good to mint state, and coins in fine condition are characterized by moderate wear with clear details visible. Fine condition coins usually exhibit some wear on the high points of the design, but the overall image remains clear. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for well-preserved examples. As of today, the market value for a 1952 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in fine condition typically ranges from $29,000. However, at auctions, if a coin is particularly well preserved or has a unique characteristic, it can fetch higher prices, sometimes up to $56,000 or more. Recent auction results have shown that certain coins with exceptional detail have sold for higher amounts, attracting the attention of both collectors and investors alike. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1952 nickel, here are some quick tips. Always ensure you're purchasing from reputable dealers. Check the coin's grading and get it appraised if you believe it has unique qualities that could enhance its value. Next up, the 1985 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. You might think these quarters are just ordinary change, but some of them can be worth much more than their face value, even in good condition. Let's explore the current value of this coin in today's auction market. First, let's talk a little about the 1985 Washington quarter itself. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, and the P mint mark indicates that. It features George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. Although it's part of the modern coinage, it still holds a special place in collectors' hearts. Now keep in mind, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A coin in good condition may show considerable wear, especially on Washington's face and the eagle's feathers, but even with some wear and tear, these coins can fetch a surprising value at auction. So, what's the value of the 1985 P Washington quarter in good condition in today's market? Currently, these coins typically sell for $82,000 at auction. While it's not a fortune, it's still a great return considering it's a quarter. The value of this quarter depends on a few factors and the state of the market. While millions of these coins were minted, only a fraction remain in collectible condition. As more collectors look to complete their sets, even coins in good condition like this one are seeing steady interest. Next up, the 1954 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, understanding the value of this coin in today's auction market is essential, so let's get started. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, and its design pays tribute to one of America's founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's famous estate in Virginia, which gives this coin its nickname. The 1954 version, however, stands out for more than just its design. The 1954 Jefferson nickel weighs 5 grams and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its diameter is 21.21 m, which is standard for nickels. One of the most significant factors affecting its value is its condition. Today, we're specifically looking at examples of the 1954 nickel in bad condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state bad condition, which we'll consider as a coin that shows considerable wear, scratches, or even corrosion dramatically affects its market value. For the 1954 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, a bad condition piece generally ranges from $44,000 in today's auction market. While you might think that a coin in bad condition would fetch a minimal price, it's crucial to consider the market dynamics. The 1954 Jefferson nickel has a relatively high mintage, which means there are plenty available. However, even in bad condition, collectors might seek out these pieces due to their historical significance. In recent years, auction prices for bad condition 1954 Jefferson nickels have shown a slight increase, as more collectors are drawn to building sets that include even the more worn examples. This can drive up demand, even for those that aren't in perfect shape. Another essential aspect to consider is rarity and demand. Although the 1954 Jefferson nickel is not particularly rare, certain factors such as a number of coins available in worse conditions can influence prices. For collectors looking to complete a set of Jefferson nickels, having a variety of conditions can be important, which keeps interest alive for even the less desirable pieces. In summary, while a 1954 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in bad condition may not break the bank, its value in today's auction market still holds significance, ranging from $85,000. The world of coins is not just about high-value pieces. It's also about the stories they tell and the history they represent. Next up, the most valuable USA silver Washington quarter from 1990, specifically the one with the P mint mark. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about its value, stick around. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It features a profile of Washington on the obverse, while the reverse showcases an eagle, Symbolizing strength and freedom, the design has undergone some changes over the years, but the 1990 version holds a special place in collectors' hearts. The 1990 Washington quarter is significant not just for its historical value but also for its metal composition. It's made of 90% silver, making it highly sought after among collectors and investors alike. Now let's talk about mint marks. The P on the 1990 Washington quarter indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Mint marks can significantly affect a coin's value, as they help identify where and how many coins were produced. In the case of the 1990 quarter, the Philadelphia Mint produced a total of 1.4 million coins, making the P mint mark relatively common, but its condition can dramatically impact its worth. When evaluating a coin's value, its condition is crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect uncirculated Ms. 70. The term fine typically denotes coins with some wear but still recognizable details. For the 1990 Washington quarter, a fine condition would mean that the coin has clear features but may show signs of wear, such as slight scratches or dullness. Specifically, in fine condition, the details are still visible, making it appealing to collectors. The 1990 P quarter in fine condition is valued at approximately $89,000 depending on the market demand. Now, let's discuss the current auction market. Over the past few years, the demand for collectible coins has surged. The 1990 Washington quarter with P mint mark has been selling consistently in auction houses. In today's market, a fine condition coin can fetch anywhere from $100,000, with prices occasionally exceeding this range for exceptional examples. This increase in value is primarily due to the growing interest in silver coins and the unique qualities that collectors seek. Always remember, the auction price can vary widely based on the specific coin's characteristics, its provenance, and the overall market condition. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1990 Washington quarter, it's essential to do your research. Check reputable auction sites and consult with local coin dealers. Online marketplaces can offer great opportunities, but always ensure that you're purchasing from trusted sellers. Websites and eBay can give you a good idea of current market values. Don't hesitate to reach out to the coin collecting community for advice and insights. In conclusion, the 1990 Washington quarter with the P mint mark is not only a piece of American history but also a valuable asset in today's auction market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye on this particular eye. Next up, the year 1988 with the coveted P mint mark. We'll be discussing the value of this coin in good condition and how it holds up in today's auction market. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned veteran, stay tuned to learn more about one of the most fascinating nickels in circulation. Before we jump into the value, let's take a moment to appreciate the historical significance of the Jefferson nickel. First introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel. On the front, or obverse, you'll find a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, who is known for drafting the Declaration of Independence. On the reverse, the coin features Jefferson's beloved estate, Monticello, a symbol of his legacy and architectural genius. So, what makes the 1988 P. Jefferson nickel stand out? Well, like many coins, its value is largely tied to its condition and any unique traits, like errors or minting anomalies. While most 1988 Jefferson nickels are common and still found in circulation today, those in exceptional condition or with rare errors can fetch a premium in the market. For our focus today, we're talking about a Jefferson nickel in good condition. Good condition means that the coin has seen moderate wear from circulation. The details on Jefferson's face and the Monticello estate will be slightly worn down, but the coin is still identifiable and holds its basic form. Now let's talk about the value. A 1988 P. Jefferson nickel in good condition is generally not considered rare. As of today's auction market, the coin typically sells for its face value of 5 cents when found in heavily circulated condition. However, collectors might be willing to pay a little more if the coin holds sentimental or historical value, such as completing a set, or if there are small minting errors. In most auctions, a 1988 P. Jefferson nickel in good condition can be valued between $65,000, depending on buyer demand. However, this coin can fetch higher prices in private collections or specialized coin shows, especially if part of a complete Jefferson nickel set. Now here's where things get interesting. While a regular 1988 P. Jefferson nickel in good condition may not be highly valuable, there's always a chance you could come across an error coin. Error coins from the Philadelphia Mint in the 1980s are not uncommon, and any noticeable imperfections, like a double strike-off center minting or die cracks, could significantly increase the value of the coin. Error nickels can fetch anywhere from $83,000 to several $100s depending on the type and severity of the error. So, if you think your 1988 P. Jefferson nickel has something special about it, it's definitely worth having it professionally appraised or graded by services like ore. If you're serious about determining the true value of your 1988 P. Jefferson nickel, getting it graded by a professional service is essential. A grading service will assess the coin's condition more accurately and provide an official rating. In good condition, the coin will typically be graded as ore. Slightly higher graded coins can sometimes command a premium in the market as buyers trust the quality and authenticity provided by certified grading services. Another important factor that influences the value of the 1988 P. Jefferson nickel is collector demand and market trends. While good condition coins may not be extremely valuable now, there has been a growing interest in Jefferson nickels over the last few years. Some collectors are focused on assembling complete sets of every Jefferson nickel ever minted, and for those individuals, even coins in lower grades can have value. In conclusion, while the 1988 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel in good condition may not hold a high market value today, it still remains an important piece of American numismatic history. And who knows, if you keep an eye out for potential minting errors or shifts in collector demand, you might just find yourself holding onto a treasure worth much more than face value. Next up, the 1997 Silver Washington Quarter with the P Mint mark. We're diving into its history, unique features, and most importantly, its value in today's auction market, even in good condition. Stick around to find out how much your 1997 P Washington Quarter could be worth. First things first, let's talk about the basics of the 1997 Washington Quarter. You might be wondering, was this quarter actually minted in silver? The answer is no. But there's more to it. While the regular 1997 quarters weren't made in silver, special silver proof versions were made for collectors. These proof coins are what could fetch a decent price at auctions, especially those with the Philadelphia P Mint mark. Now, the 1997 Washington Quarter was part of the regular minting process, with hundreds of millions of these coins produced across different mints. The Philadelphia Mint, represented by the P Mint mark, struck over 600 million of these quarters for circulation. But what sets some of these coins apart in the collector's world is their condition, any potential errors, and the specific proof versions. So why is the condition of your coin important? In the coin collecting world, the better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Coins are graded from poor to mint state, and even slight differences in wear can significantly affect a coin's value. A coin in good condition, which is on the lower end of the grading scale, shows significant wear. Details on Washington's face and the eagle on the reverse are typically smoothed out due to circulation, but the design is still visible. In general, a 1997 P. Washington Quarter in good condition won't carry much more than its face value of $87,000 if it's just a regular circulated coin. However, if you happen to have a silver-proof version of this quarter, or if the coin has unique errors, it could fetch significantly more. These silver proofs, especially those from special mint sets, are struck on 90% silver planchets, unlike regular quarters. A silver-proof Washington Quarter from 1997 with the P Mint mark in good condition can be valued around $99,000 in today's auction market, depending on demand. But here's the exciting part. If you have a rare error coin from 1997, that's where things get really interesting. Error coins such as those with misstrikes, double dies, or off-centering can skyrocket in value. Some error coins from the 1990s, even in good condition, have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars at auctions. Next up, the 1979 Silver Washington Quarter. Specifically, we'll be discussing the large date version without a mint mark in fine condition and exploring its value in today's auction market. So grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. The 1979 Washington Quarter is unique for several reasons. First, let's discuss its specifications. The quarter features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, which has been a staple of U.S. quarters since 1932. The reverse showcases an eagle perched on a rock with the inscription United States of America above and $quarter below. This specific coin, the large date version, was produced as part of the U.S. Mint's efforts to standardize the appearance of dates on coins. It's important to note that the large date quarters are particularly collectible, as they tend to stand out among their smaller counterparts. When it comes to valuing coins, condition is key. In numismatics, the term fine condition refers to a coin that has moderate wear but still retains some of its original details. For our 1979 Washington Quarter, this means that while you may see some signs of use, the design elements are still clear, and there are no major scratches or blemishes. The American Numismatic Association grades coins on a scale from poor to mint state. A fine condition coin typically falls between fine and very fine, making it desirable for collectors who appreciate a balance between affordability and aesthetic quality. Now, let's talk numbers. In today's auction market, the value of a 1979 silver Washington quarter in fine condition can vary based on demand and rarity. Currently, we are seeing auction prices for these coins ranging from $85,000. However, it's essential to remember that prices can fluctuate based on the market dynamics and the specific coin's characteristics. Recent auctions have shown that quarters in fine condition have attracted bids from passionate collectors, especially when paired with an excellent provenance or a unique story behind the coin. Certain auction platforms have reported sales that exceeded $90,000 for pieces in slightly better conditions, showing that if you take care of your coins, they can yield a significant return. To wrap up, the 1979 silver Washington quarter, particularly the large date without a mint mark in fine condition, is a fantastic piece for collectors, offering both historical significance and potential value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, this quarter is worth keeping an eye on. Next up, the 1987 Monticello 5-cent nickel with P mint mark. Stick around as we uncover its history, unique features, and its current value in today's auction market. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the history behind this nickel. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, designed by Felix Schlag. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his iconic home Monticello on the reverse. The coin was created to honor Jefferson's contributions to the United States, especially in the realms of liberty and the rarity. The 1987 version is particularly interesting because it's part of a series that continued the tradition of honoring Jefferson while also marking a specific point in numismatic history. The P mint mark indicates that this nickel was minted in Philadelphia, which is notable because it was the first time the mint mark appeared on nickels since the early 1980s. Now let's look at the coin itself. The obverse of the 1987 Jefferson nickel features a well-defined bust of Jefferson, who served as the third president of the United States from 1801 to 1809. Notably, you can see the inscription "In God We Trust" along with the year 1987 and the P mint mark just below Jefferson's shoulder. On the reverse side, we have the Monticello building, representing Jefferson's Virginia home. You'll also find the inscription "E pluribus unum," which translates to "out of many one," reflecting the unity of the states. The details on Monticello are often crisp and in fine condition. The building is clearly visible, which is essential for collectors. So, what is this nickel worth in today's auction market? Well, the 1987 Monticello 5-cent nickel with a P mint mark in fine condition is valued at approximately $50,000. While this may not sound like a huge amount, it's essential to understand that even common coins can appreciate over time, especially as the demand for well-preserved examples increases among collectors. Interestingly, higher grades, such as those in very fine or uncirculated condition, can command prices of $76,000 or more, depending on market conditions and collector interest. Coins that have unique errors or special features can see values skyrocket to Siran. If you're looking to start or expand your collection of Jefferson nickels, here are some tips. First, always check your coins for any signs of wear or damage, as this significantly impacts value. Keep your coins stored in a cool, dry place, preferably in coin holders or albums designed for preservation. Also, a good idea to stay informed about market trends by following auctions and collector forums online. Engaging with the coin collecting community can provide insights into the value fluctuations of specific coins like the 1987 Monticello nickel. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insights into the world of collectible coins. Share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. What do you think about the 1987 Jefferson nickel? Until next time, happy collecting.